rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of Java or espresso. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Tina Valentina is the host, you see. She's as classy as she can be. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. I say rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Another cup of Java or espresso. Another cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, my favorite day of the week. We have a great show here today for you. We have three great guests. We have Frank Frizzalone. Is that how you say it? Frizzalone?
You're close.
Mark Torres and Jennifer Lynn Feldman. And we're going to be talking to everybody. And the first thing we do on this show is we celebrate the National Day. Today is National Bologna Day and National Food Day. So today's a day for eating. Of course, we don't have bologna because I didn't have time, but we have raisinets. You can have some. We have some cookies, coconut bars, and we have, as always, wine.
Now you're talking.
Okay, so we're going to have a little drink quick and celebrate all the great people here today. Francesco. Does anyone call you Francesco?
Yep.
Does anyone call you Mr. Frank?
Only when they're mad at me.
Because I have a lot of names for people that I call.
I actually don't drink.
Oh, okay. So we'll do it for you.
There you go.
What the hell?
Sorry.
So
You know what Dean Martin said, right? He felt sorry for people who don't drink because when they get up in the morning, that's the best they're going to feel for the rest of the day.
So anyway, thank you for coming.
Gin
Thank
done.
you for coming.
Cheers. Cheers.
Gin done. So everything is pretty good. I'm getting ready for our Halloween show next week, which I was going to
Halloween.
ask you to dress up and come, but you're too busy.
Today?
No, next week, Thursday.
Oh.
Next
I'll be working.
Thursday's Halloween.
Well.
And if anybody has any children they want to bring, a few, we're looking for some little kitties. And I asked my nieces and nephews, and of course they don't want to come.
They don't want to come.
No, they're afraid of the show.
What?
This is kids, I think it's their mothers. Okay, it's their parents. They don't want them
Afraid
to
of a
come.
Halloween?
No,
Wow.
because they don't know what Aunt TT does. Like, come, you could be on the show. No.
What?
That sounds like
That's mind-boggling.
that's my.
I want to have
kids.
them on the show and interview them and see why they're scared.
I know. So
That's
I'll
a
get
show.
strangers. Okay, this is what happens.
Oh my God.
You have dysfunctional Italian family. This is what happens. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes strangers are better than
But we have a
family.
nice Halloween show prepared. We're gonna have some vixens, some witches, but they're all good witches and
Some
good
vixens.
vixens. Yes,
Who are the vixens?
it's people from that we met last year, and they bring the costume and they dress us,
Oh,
which is
Oh, that's
even more
cool.
fun. We don't have to get dressed up.
okay. That's cool.
So anyway, she invited me to her house to take videos of the inside of her house. So Susan is going to do that with me next week. We take a lot of chances on this show. We meet a lot of
You have
strange
to.
people, but that's what makes it so nice. So let's start with this wonderful man, Mr. Torres. He came with some really nice things in his hand. Is this, you draw all this?
So no, I am the writer, but
So-
this is the artwork from Icon.
Okay.
These are the actual original pages of what the people do. It's penciled and then it gets inked over,
Mhm.
and then it gets lettered and it gets colored, and that's what.
These are all the things you talk about.
Correct.
You don't do the drawing.
Correct.
You have a
I write the
designer.
story. I write the story.
You write the story and then you give it out to designers to.
I send it to an artist. The artist takes the story, translates it into visual medium, and then an inker goes over that with black ink, and he embellishes what's already there, enhances the images, and then hopefully it gets sent to a colorist. We usually get sent to a letter.
And then it comes out like a comic book.
Then it comes out like a comic book.
Hmm.
So it
That sounds hard.
like.
Oh, let's see. Okay. Oh, very nice. Like that.
Very nice.
She's got big ones, big
Yeah.
boobs. This
She's
one.
healthy.
Look at this.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a healthy.
A healthy woman.
I
with
think I
big
dated
boobs.
her.
Very nice. This is impressive. And you have everybody's name in it. So it's like a mini magazine, but it's a comic book, a mini comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a popular thing? You do a lot? Like how many a week? How many a month?
Oof.
my
Well,
God.
actually, this particular comic took
A
about 30 years to make.
Every 30 years.
And you do the dialogue?
I do the dialogue.
30
Okay.
yearly.
That's great.
Very
Well,
nice.
the dialogue is all editorial, right? You have to come up with so you come up with the idea and then they draw it.
Correct.
Very nice.
And it
Thank you.
takes a long time, huh? Look at how beautiful this
Isn't that
girl
nice?
is. Yes.
So
Hmm.
that would be this page right
Oh, that's cool.
here.
Here she is.
That's what that looks like when it's penciled, and that is when it's inked, colored, and light.
Wow.
Very,
Now,
very
is she
nice.
someone, is that you did that off a model?
Actually, no, I just told the artist to draw her hot.
Hi.
That's what he did.
Look at those pants. I mean, half of the pants are hanging down and half of the panties
Yeah,
are
I never
coming up.
noticed
Yeah.
that her pants were falling off.
Well,
Did she
she's-
ask about me?
She's getting dressed in a rush.
Oh, that's what I
Oh,
look
she's
like.
getting
sure.
rushed. She's
When I
saying,
get
damn it,
dressed.
damn it.
Don't you remember when you performed?
Oh, yeah.
That was you were getting dressed.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was-
yeah. I just didn't realize that's how I
And the
looked when I
name
was
of
getting
your
dressed.
show is called It Came From the Radio.
Correct.
So you talk about these things at the show,
We talk about movies, comics, and entertainment.
and then you're
focusing.
part of Big Apple Comic Con.
So we are the official radio show of the Big Apple Con, which is New York's oldest comic book convention. It's in the city. It's at the New Yorker Hotel right now. The next convention is on the 23rd of November.
Oh, it's coming
And-
up.
Correct. And the tickets are on sale right now at www.bigapplecc.com.
That's good. I had one friend years ago who made a comic book and sent it to me, and it was interesting. And he did attend that comic book show. So, but I haven't talked to him in years. I don't even know if he's still doing it. But that was a long, long time ago. So let's talk a little bit about your content. What do you do on this show? I know Jennifer's part of your show.
Right. This
We're
is
gonna
my
talk to her too.
co-host.
Feel into
Hey,
butt
oh,
in
sure,
anytime.
sure. You got it.
So the radio show came out of me wanting to make a comic book. So about 20 years ago, we actually did our 22nd anniversary show. We started in February of 2003. And the idea was I was listening on the radio and I heard, hey, if you have an idea and want to talk to experts in your industry and talk to a network and people in your field, have a radio show. And I was
That's
like,
very
that'd be
true.
the perfect way to get my comic book made. So
Mhm.
the plan was to have a radio show, talk to all the people, figure out how to get the comic book done, and then get the comic book done.
Hmm.
So the radio show has been doing so well. We've been doing it for 22 years. And the comic book, which I've been trying to get out for 30 years, finally came together. And it worked. The plan worked. It just took a lot longer than I had expected.
So this is you're going to be showing this all at the show, correct?
Yes.
These. And what about the other one I got? You gave me you raffled it off. It was bigger. It was a frame with stuff on it when it was on
So-
your show.
We have these.
Okay. Yeah, I think I won one of these.
That is just basically, it's the same comic book, but it's encapsulated in a plastic container,
So
never to be opened.
So it becomes a collector's item.
Becomes a collector's item.
Nice, very
Very
nice.
nice. Very,
I'm
very
impressed.
nice.
Right.
Boy, you must really have educated yourself on all this.
Oh, yeah. Mark knows a lot about comic books.
Wow.
A lot. Yeah.
Very
I
impressive.
don't know that much about comic
So where is
books.
your show? How do people watch it? And where is it?
So the show is on Long Island's oldest radio station, which is WGBB, which is 1240 AM. They also simulcast on 95.9 FM. We're on 6 p.m. on every Sunday, and all these shows are archived and they're put out onto online radio stations, also syndicated on 88.1 WARY FM in Westchester County, and we're on BTD.radio. We're also on sci-fi.radio as online radio stations, and then we're about 45 different podcast places. So yeah,
How did you get so everywhere?
Mhm.
years? It takes
Mhm.
little years. The easiest thing is you see you ask anybody, hey, what do you listen to? Where do you listen to your podcast? I listen to on this.
Right.
Then I will find out what it is and I'll put my show on there. Reach out
Smart.
to the people, networking. Actually, we have our senior correspondent, Charlie Saladino. He at a
Yes,
convention,
I met him. Yes,
Yes.
he's a very nice man.
Oh yeah.
he at a convention was talking to a cosplayer, and the cosplayer happened to work for iHeartRadio.
Which is a biggie, right?
And so we made that connection and they got us on iHeartRadio.
Nice. Yeah.
But there's fees for that, right? Don't you have to pay fees to be on iHeart?
No, I don't. Well,
Oh.
let me say I don't. I don't know if there is, but I don't.
Ah. Yeah. There you
Okay.
go.
I would be charged probably double.
I read that you were nominated for the Best of Long Island.
Yes, we were nominated for Beth Page's Best Long Island podcast because there is no Best Long Island radio show, which is
Right.
what we are.
Ah.
That's the one distinction since we've been doing it so long.
Right.
We've always been a radio show,
Right.
but podcast became the
Now
term.
it's new,
Right.
right?
So we're still a radio show, and everybody says, "Oh, yeah, a podcast." No, it's an actual radio show.
And
It's
yes,
available as a podcast.
and now they're
Correct.
changing it to now a new section is called next the Best of Storytellers.
Ah.
So with every content you have,
Wow.
if you make it a story, you're better off. And I go to these meetings on how to be a storyteller. You know, I know how to be a storyteller, but again, they just keep growing the podcast
Yeah.
industry. And the funny thing is when I started 4.5 years ago, everybody thought I was crazy. And you know what? Everyone has a podcast now.
Yeah.
Companies, corporate,
Even people who can't even speak,
Right.
they have podcasts.
and they're all over.
Even people who speak out the other end, they have podcasts. Everyone has a podcast, except my grandma. She just died. R.I.P.
Yeah, so
But
sorry
everyone
about
but
that.
my grandma, right, has a podcast.
Just about.
Pretty
It's
much.
like, you know,
It's very popular now. So now it's a big competition where when I first started, nobody was doing it, you know?
it was like, you know, back in the old days,
Right.
everybody have a website. Yeah, now-
Right.
Exactly. Now it's
Now-
podcast.
I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
tell
Podcast.
people years ago, if you don't have a website on your card, no one's going to talk to you.
And now
because-
websites are going out.
Well, because that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now everything and anything
Everything's
goes.
Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram, LinkedIn.
And, you know, the things when you go on the phone and talk. What's that called? When you just talk, you know.
Oh, you mean the TikToks?
Yeah, TikTok and all that.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean a phone call?
No, not a phone call. You know, when
you
you
mean
just
a business
you
call?
just got that camera in front of you and you're yeah.
Oh,
you know?
oh, TikTok. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't do that.
So now Jennifer, I met her through, I don't
even
know,
know.
many years ago on
We
a
met a
networking
bunch
event.
of ways. I don't
Yeah.
even know. Yeah.
But one of the things I'm always amazed about is that you do all this, you do, you know, marketing, you do talks in front of people, but you do horror movies
Yeah.
that you wouldn't even recognize her. And then the makeup she puts on people when
do
they're
you
getting
dress up
killed.
as a zombie or
I've dressed a lot of other people up as zombies or undead, or there's a girl who, the most recent scary one was a girl who was overdosing and strung out. That's maybe my favorite because it looks like she has real pimples, real snot, real herpes, real dry lips, real cracked lips, real dark circles. I mean, I really made this beautiful girl, Lauren Gillespie, who's a great actress. Highly recommend. She's a ray of sunshine. But I made her look
Laura Gillespie.
Lauren Gillespie. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
it's good to know.
great girl. That was fun. Yeah, that was cool.
But you also dress up to be in these horror movies.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'm the actress. Yeah, I was the actress on the 17th. I was a cool girl. I have nothing really that out there. But
Yeah,
but the
you
film,
are.
I do some out there stuff.
Yes,
I
you
get
do.
thrown down the stairs, that was cool because should I give away how we did it? I'll just give it away. You can copy it. We took a basketball and we attached it to an old cell phone. We threw it down the floor so we can get my point of view as the actor falling down the stairs. So you have
really?
so that was a cool little trick. So if you ever have to fake fall down the stairs, attach your
Yeah.
phone to a basketball. That was pretty cool.
So the basketball was your head?
Yeah.
My son
And I
Peter went
really
to
fell
film
down the
school.
stairs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Peter-
And is he in film?
no, he's has a very successful career selling houses. real
Like
estate.
houses.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he
Well-
fall down the stairs to show off the houses to his clients?
Once, so he sued.
Oh.
Does he
wow.
make
Wow.
cookies in the house so that when the people
Right.
come in, they smell the cookies
Yeah.
and they want to
Oh, yeah.
be there?
Yeah,
You
real
know,
estate.
it's a tough business being behind the camera and certainly about
Mhm.
in front of it. But you know, you go from feast to famine.
That's very true. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. That's how I eat. Feast or famine
Yeah.
eating style.
Yeah.
I love it.
But she's also into
That's
the
fun.
natural foods and
Yeah,
holistic.
try to.
So
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
like a medical,
Well,
whatever you want to call it,
well,
miracle.
not now because they'll censor you and kick you off the internet as they destroyed my website 2 times, and
Why?
I'm not paying again to put it back up. I don't know. The internet doesn't like anything that gets in the way of taking antibiotics and pharmaceuticals. Apparently, 'cause
Well,
that's
you're
the
into
only part of my
she's into
website that was
holistic.
hacked.
Yeah.
Are you?
Well,
Are
I'm
you?
into healthy. I'm just, I mean, you would think that leading the people away from taking medications wouldn't be a sin, but I've been persecuted for it. So no, I don't really teach health
Who would
anymore.
persecute you? You're so sweet.
Bots on the internet or
Did
people
you?
who
Did you
don't
ever
want
hear of
to,
Wim Hof?
Of course, yeah, of course.
What is
He's
that?
like a trendy. Do you do the Wim Hof?
I've been doing it
You
for
do it?
years.
What do you do?
Cold showers.
Oh,
I don't know what the Wim Hof is.
Breathing,
What
I
is
do
it?
breathing.
Tell her about Wim Hof.
What is it,
This
a
guy's
Wim Hof?
doing
Wim
it, Yeah,
Hof.
yeah, very
um,
interesting.
They call him the Iceman,
The
Yeah,
Iceman.
yeah.
and he has 20 world records.
Hmm.
Now,
Wow.
if you ever met them, I never met him, but if you
Right.
look at his programming on YouTube and whatever,
Mhm.
he's a frail
He's frail.
Norwegian,
Oh.
on in years. I think he just turned 65 or whatever.
Wow.
And he's got world records of things that you would think could never, ever happen.
Huh.
You know, marathons without drinking a sip of water in a desert.
What?
Wow. I didn't know.
Ice
that.
cold, jumping into Arctic ice cold water.
Right.
And he's actually controlling his sympathetic nervous system. And the way he does that is essentially by doing certain breathing exercises,
Mhm.
cold immersion,
Mhm.
meditation, and he's quite
Interesting.
unique.
Mm. So the cold shower, how long does he stay in?
Well, you start quick, 5
Okay.
seconds.
Okay.
You do it, you take a hot shower first, get clean, and then pull the shower down, stay in for 10 seconds. And then you work your way up until 10 minutes. And you'll see,
Yeah.
you can do it because it's mindset, and the breathing does keep you warm.
It can. Yeah. Then you can work your way
Mm-hmm.
up to what I did the other day, which was 37 degrees or 39 degrees cold plunge. That was too much. I don't recommend it. I think
You don't do
anything under 44 degrees.
Well,
is
how do you know
insane.
the temperature? You have a
Oh,
special
you know.
special
shower?
machines. No, there's special
You get a machine in your
machines.
shower for this?
Yeah, a really good friend, has a special cold plunge system.
Yes.
Yeah, so you do sauna, then you do cold plunge. It really feels great.
Yes. I'm always cold, so I don't think it
Me
would
too,
work for
me
me.
too. But if you warm up first, then
You see how I
Yeah.
dress? Turtlenecks,
Me too,
jackets. I'm always cold.
always, yeah.
Speaking of jackets,
Sauna.
this is adorable.
Oh, thank you.
This was your grandmother's. You
This was
told
my
me.
grandma's. R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Grandma Lucy, the real Grandma Lucy.
Aw, well,
Yeah,
she must have been
someone
very
else.
stylish.
Very stylish.
But this is
yeah.
coming back now. All these tops with the circles and the
Who
and the
knows?
brass. So you're in style.
And keep stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you put
I keep
stuff in
Mark's
there.
comic books in here. Yeah.
So how'd you meet Mark?
How did I meet Mark? I think Charles Saladino. Yeah, I was in some silly movie, and Charlie said, "Let me take a picture of you." I said, all right, and I don't remember, but he's told me the story multiple times because he's our senior correspondent. He said, "We made this face," and I told Mark, I said, "Oh, you got this girl. You got to meet this girl." And he told Kate Fox, so I met Kate Fox. I was on Kate Fox show, and I came on his show, and then I think after I was on once or twice, I was asked to maybe co-host, and after I hosted once or twice, then I was asked to co-host again. Is that what happened?
I guess you can say it that
Sort of,
way.
right?
I like my version better.
Oh, let's hear your version.
So the first part was correct.
Okay.
Charlie did meet her.
Yeah, Charlie.
And senior correspondent Charlie Saladino loves introducing me to other people, and he
Right.
said that this person would be great to have a guest on his radio show. I had her come down to the Grindhouse radio station,
Right.
and we did one episode, and we had a chat afterwards. And I realized just by talking to her, she was very quick, and she has great chemistry.
Hmm.
And we've been looking for a fourth person to do the show for a while. We've had rotating co-hosts over the course of 20-something years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I found that I always would like to have one person who doesn't know anything about what we're talking about.
Right.
Because when you have a show and everybody's an expert or they know what's going on in the field, the casual listener or viewer will get lost because we're saying things that they might not understand.
Mhm.
So if you have somebody who can actually stop and say, "Oh, what's this?"
Right.
and ask the questions that the audience might
That's
ask,
pretty smart.
it actually
Yeah.
engages with everybody. So as I had mentioned before, we had started so many years ago, and the original name of the show was called The Comic Book Novice.
Oh,
And that was where
okay.
the idea came from. And then we came from the radio later on. So then I had her on the show and I said, "Hey, do you want to think about being a guest?" And you're like, "Sure, let's try it out." And then the pandemic hit.
Right.
And then everything changed.
Everything
And
changed.
then we had a lot of time to do radio. The world shut down.
Yeah, well, that's
So-
We
where
recorded
I
a
was,
lot of radio.
I was at the governor's. That's all.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
moved on to something else, which was the best thing I did. And, you know, it's, yeah, it's better, you know, but again,
Looks
you
great.
have to keep growing. So from the show, now I'm in the film festival and
Right?
doing films, and that's how I'm meeting all these other great people. And we're working on the Fontanas.
And you
which
played
is-
yourself in one,
and I'm
which is
playing
really
I'm
funny.
playing myself, an Italian mother, and it's going to be
And the
fun.
news reporter, Ryan Lewis film.
Yes,
I really liked
I
doing
played a
that.
news reporter too. Yes,
That was fun.
yeah, that was with my co-host, and
Yeah.
we were good together.
Yeah, that was
We
good.
were. But then you realize, you know, time to grow again. I'm
Yeah.
by myself now, and
All
I
right.
love having and multiple kinds of people together, but that don't do the same thing because
Mhm.
gives you a lot of
Yeah.
time to, like you say, learn.
True.
And what you said about
true.
the networking and all that, that's how this all happened to me. I'm like the queen of networking, and now we do it live, but we also do stories about people that are really serious, but mostly funny. You know, a lot of
Mhm.
charity.
Okay.
And of course, I met Mr. Frizzalone at a great restaurant. What's the name of it? Il Bachetto.
Yes.
It's on Hempstead Avenue. It's in Seaford. The owner's name is Angela. You have to stop there and eat their lasagna. It's the best. And tell her that you saw it on the show because she's great. And we had a little party there yesterday. Good pricing, good food, nice and quiet, but have a little party there for like 75 people. It's really nice.
Nice.
She's having a wedding there this weekend.
Oh, what town is it? Oh, what
Seaford.
town? Seaford. Okay.
It's like 6 minutes from here. We
Yeah.
get there in 6 minutes. So I met him there, Mr. Frizzalone,
Singing.
which I'm saying
No.
wrong. No, he was talking with his girlfriend or his wife. Was
Wife.
she a wife?
Yep.
Wife. And
Linda.
of course, we started
It
talking.
was my girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
I'm not coming home tonight, Lynn. Don't
And
worry.
she was lovely. And we just started talking about a lot of things, and we had a very unique a person with us, and he blew him away. There's a gentleman that's with her in my scope that we
Uh-huh.
know, who can look at you and
Uh-huh.
ask you your date of birth,
Oh,
and in 6 seconds tell you what day it was that you were born, a Monday to a Sunday. And he was
Wow.
going on and on with him, and he just took him by surprise.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
hmm.
And I mean, it even tells you were born at 10 o'clock in the morning.
He's like a psychic.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen, this is Psychic Rain Man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he is like a rain man because he's a little,
He was a
finicky.
little off,
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah, a
But
little finicky,
I-
but very nice.
I like people like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And
I
the
like
funny
people
part
that are
is-
tilted. Always did.
And the funny part about him is, I met him a long time ago. I went through Facebook. I went on a date with him,
Oh wow.
but he's younger than me,
Huh.
and so we decided to become friends. He joined the club.
What day of the week did you go
You
on
went
that
on a
date?
date with him?
Yes.
What day?
Exactly. What date was your date?
And you know what? We
Valentina?
became good, fast friends. But he's a very intelligent man. And his name is Chip, and his birthday's coming up, and we'll probably have a little party for him on the show.
Good for him.
But you were pretty impressed,
Yeah,
right?
and I liked him. He was a nice guy.
Yeah. So we try to hook him up every now and then with some women, and he said to me right on the date, he goes, "Well, how old are you?" And I said, "I think I could be your mother." And he
He's
goes,
like, "My perfect."
"Do you know any younger women that maybe I could meet?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. Why don't you join the Breakfast Club?"
Oh my god.
And that's how it happened.
Wait,
believe
you
it or
were
not.
on the date and he asked you to introduce him to other women?
After,
on
well,
the
I
date?
said to him, "You too old. I'm too
Now
old."
that's
for
gotcha,
you."
class.
gotcha. Yeah.
That is class.
I would do it.
I told him I
Definitely
was
do
too
it.
old for him. I'm like,
That's funny.
could be a grandmother.
That's really funny.
But anyway, so that's how I met Frank. So let's talk about what you do. You have a number of things you do. It seems like all of us do 1,000 things.
1,000 things.
So what are you doing now?
Well, I have a day job. I work in commercial real estate,
Which is a big thing.
which keeps me very busy. And I do sing. I sing rarely on Long Island, actually, because most of Long Island is restaurant gigs, which I'll do, but I don't have a sound machine, so I have to hire someone to play my music. And I do more of a show kind of thing than just get up and sing. So I interact with the audience. I tell jokes. I try and be funny.
I think we have a clip. Do we have a clip of
Yeah,
Frank?
let's see.
Okay.
I better have a drink.
Yeah, you better.
My kind of town, Chicago is. My kind of town, Chicago is. My kind of razzmatazz. And it has all that jazz. And each time, yes, there were times, I guess you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, through it all, and did it right. Yes, you're lovely, with that smile so warm, and your cheeks so soft. There ain't nothing for me but to love you. And that way you look this night, I was 17. It was a very good year. It was a very good year for small town girls, soft summer nights. We'd hide from the light on that village green. When I was 17, we once were the best. Back when we were dumb, how did we become so smart and learn to break each other's heart? Let me try again. Let me try again. Think of all that we had before. Let me try once more.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So now you were saying that you
So can somebody give me a job?
Right?
you still don't do Long Island that much.
I just did the Bayway Art Theater with a wonderful female vocalist, Dorian Clara, who does spot on Streisand,
Oh.
and we did that with the Long Island Big Band Sound, and it was a sold out show.
Wow.
And we're going to do more on Long Island as
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Mhm.
so. I work with a couple of booking agents, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. But like I said, I was at the Strain Dealer in Jersey. I did stuff up in Albany, a lot in Jersey, and it's just Long Island. Just for some reason,
That's weird because
it is weird.
You do get a following on Long Island.
Yeah, I
a
do
good
have a great following.
Yeah.
I mean, the restaurants that I've worked in are really my friends.
Okay.
Nunzi's. I
Oh,
know.
there's one in Franklin Square.
Yeah, well, the one in Farmingdale.
Okay. Mhm.
And the same owner. I know him for a long time. Guy Anthony's in Merrick. I know him for a long time. And Hoss, who I don't really know that well, but I'll do it.
Tell Lindsay that you were here. I've been trying to talk to him for a few weeks.
Really?
He's hard to get. Yeah. So I dropped off a few things to him, and he's our neighbor.
Oh,
You know, well, where we live. You know, we all live in Franklin Square, Elmont, West Hempstead, that area. So, but they have some nice food there.
Mm.
Yeah, we like it there, and it's
Very
they just
different.
redid the Franklin Square store.
I've
Restaurant.
never been there.
Oh, it's beautiful. They had it all redecorated.
And he's got one in Freeport.
Hmm
He's a busy guy.
So, in your business ventures, you travel a lot because you do corporate, right?
Yeah,
Corporate
yeah,
buildings.
yeah.
So those are the types of jobs. If you get
Yeah.
one, well,
I've
you're
sold
set for half a
buildings
year, right?
all over the globe,
That's great.
even in communist countries.
Like what? Like which ones?
You know?
Without
China.
traveling there?
Well, I've traveled. You don't have to travel as much anymore.
Right.
With
Well, it's
the-
different.
Yeah. With the internet and Zoom calls, and
Well, I know. I hate Zoom though. Do you like it?
I don't like the computers to begin with. You know?
Yeah, I'm not crazy about Zoom, but I know you have to use it, just like you have to use tech, in order to grow.
Yeah,
you
whatever
know.
whatever you can, whatever
Well,
can
you
to
guys
grow.
are very tech.
Well,
I
not
know,
really.
not you,
no,
but you
not
are.
really.
Not me.
I mean,
Well, you would think that with everything that you're
It's all
on, the
relative.
waves and all that, with the radio and
no,
huh?
Not
Do you even have that
Mark's
tech?
not a tech guy.
Mark,
Not
you
a-
have the tech guy look.
Oh, do I?
Yes, don't you? He looks like a techie.
My phone has it's a no delusions of grandeur. It just has calls and texts. It can barely make calls.
Right.
I was having
But yeah,
trouble
we can't
calling
even
her.
get on the phone together. Like his phone won't accept me.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
a
not
tech
allowed.
guy.
My son is a tech guy. I mean, he was in film. You got to see him, edit films and,
Yeah.
click and click and click. Amazing.
Yeah, it's
He
great.
used to do all the commercials for Sleepy's.
Oh,
And he did that for, a long time. And every time you saw a Sleepy's commercial, it was
That's
his.
cool. Yeah. Wow.
So,
that's pretty cool. Yeah. So you're happy what you're doing because you have that you love to do, and then you have your business.
mhm.
So you're lucky. You have. Two
I'm never
things.
home.
Well, that's true. But do you live out of a suitcase or no? You just come
No,
home to sleep.
I come home to sleep. My wife hates me anyway, so I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Well, your wife is lovely. We met her too. She's a hairdresser, right?
She's a
I'm
hairdresser.
gonna try her out. Get my hair done one day. We always try everybody out.
Yeah.
We like to do that. Anyway,
That's good.
how many
That's good.
times do you go to the hairdresser? I go once a week if I can.
Once a week.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Oh my goodness.
And nails,
once
but
every
now
6
I haven't
weeks.
gone for 4 weeks. If you
Oh, yeah, I
notice,
see
they're
that.
bad.
I
Yeah.
see that.
Yes, but
Well, maybe you should exchange the hairdresser for the nails.
this
Just
is
saying.
true. This
I don't
is
know.
true. Mhm.
But you don't
yeah.
see her nails on the camera.
Yeah, true.
No, but you
True.
see
You
them.
should,
I mean,
you
it's-
should
yeah.
show them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
show
they look
us.
pretty bad. They're all
Yeah, see?
cracked up today.
Hey, whatever.
So-
You're a talk show host. It's not about the nails. Unless your
No.
nails
Right.
are doing the talking.
Well, you have to talk
These
a lot.
nails were made for talking, and that's just what they'll do. Valentina will talk.
But
to
when
a
you
little
talk too much,
bit.
what happens is just like a singer when you sing too much.
Yeah.
Because I get laryngitis a lot.
Oh, so you gotta take voice lessons then, because
Right.
you're probably using your voice
Abdomen.
improperly.
And, it's
Yeah.
tough. And then I can't talk. And
You know
everybody-
what
People always ask me,
Yeah.
My voice is very clear, which is unusual for someone in my age bracket. But when I'm speaking, is much different when I'm singing because I'm
Uh-huh.
using
Uh-huh.
the
different,
abdomen.
yeah.
But
So
when
I
you
spent
speak,
a
you
lot of
don't?
money with vocal coaches to learn how to do that.
But when
Yeah.
you speak, you don't use your abdomen. I don't know how to do
I don't.
it.
No, you should. You should.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
you
know
should.
how
really
to.
should.
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
lost my
Well, I'd
voice
have to
multiple
learn.
times and
Really?
losing it now. Whenever I overeat or I stop using my abdomen to speak, I start losing the voice.
I never
Yeah.
heard
When
of that.
when I was doing
Yeah,
Florida, I
'cause
did
the
the whole
voice comes
Florida
from here.
circuit for years. I worked with a Rat Pack group. We were doing 2 shows a day.
Wow, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
And you're doing all that singing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're singing in the throat, you'll never do it.
No.
And if you look at most singers, that most of them are not in the mask. You have to be here,
Mm-hmm.
not here.
Right. Correct.
And it's a technique that took me a lot of money to learn.
Wow.
Even
Would
if
you
you
like some
took,
raisinets?
You know,
No,
even if
thanks.
Valentina, even if you took 2 or 3 voice lessons, I only
Oh,
took
that
maybe
too?
4.
What
It
else
fixed
am I
me.
going to do?
You can take one. You can take even one voice
All right,
lesson.
maybe.
It
Would
might
you like
fix your
raisinets, guys?
everything. You gotta
No?
wash my teeth. Thank
I'm
you.
good.
You know,
Yeah,
you
no,
look-
thank
Oh,
you.
you
Thank
have
you.
some.
You look at Sinatra. a smoker, a drinker. And if you watch him sing, he's always in the mask. Always.
Wow.
He's never, you belong. That's someone in the throat.
Yeah.
You belong.
Yeah.
You know, that's someone that needs to take voice lessons.
Right.
So, but when you look at even like Dean Martin, some of the older singers or an opera singer, they are always in the mask. And that's how they get that intonation
Right.
that is tough to get,
Mm.
you know.
Well, we're involved with the Long Island Opera, which happens at least twice a month in Northport. And it is very inexpensive. And it's because when they were big and the pandemic happened, they lost all their people.
Oh.
And now they're giving these beautiful operettas
Mhm.
in a church. It's not holy, it's a church. But it's so big and everything, it carries so beautifully. And if anybody wants to go, it's only $15.
Northport.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. But the Long Island Opera, liopera.org. And they're great people.
Mhm.
And what they do is they tell you the story, the verse, one line from the opera, and then they sing it.
Oh.
So you have a maitre d' who says that he's very handsome standing up there. And then the operetta sings it. So it's not like you're watching the whole opera, the whole story.
Oh.
And you get to see like 7 or 8 different operas. And then they have cookies and drinks and cake afterwards.
Nice.
So it's a
Nice,
cheap
yeah.
date. It's a very cheap date if you like opera.
And you can't talk during this, right?
No, you have to be quiet.
So this is the perfect if you're on a date with someone who's a horrible conversationalist.
Right. Mhm.
Got one in mind. Great.
It's a cheap date. But there's a lot of
No
things on
talking.
Long Island that are cheaper to do. I mean,
Like name one thing.
Go for
yeah,
a walk.
this beautiful place that you're sitting in
Yeah.
on Friday nights. Bobby has
Oh yeah.
a great thing going on where people do karaoke.
Really?
Drinks are very inexpensive. He opens it up to the public. You sit around, talk, and the karaoke is done up here. You meet people, networking. You just call, make a reservation on a Friday night. Cheap date.
And Saturday there's shows too, I think.
Yes.
I think there's no talking in that.
I'm not sure.
I got
You
the
gotta bring your own
message
bottle?
loud and strong.
I know. He has stuff too. He has beer and wine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you can make a drink that costs a little bit more. But
Because I got to have a drink.
yeah, well, I know. I like my favorite drink. What's your favorite drink?
It used to be Johnny Walker Black.
Mm-hmm. You're
but I
changing.
shied away from it.
Why? You're
More
getting
wine
too old?
than, yeah, you know,
Wine gives me a headache.
it does.
Yeah.
Not me.
I like a Cosmopolitan with a glass of ice cubes and a lime.
And what liquor is that? Vodka?
Yeah, it's strong. But
Okay,
if you
okay.
just have one,
Right, right.
it's fine.
I like
You know.
vodka.
And you? You don't drink.
Not anymore.
Ever.
I drank enough I drank a lot in my 20s and teens and yeah.
Well, what about, a
no.
mixed drink? They call them mocktails.
I've gotten a 1 month hangover from a glass of wine at least twice, and it ruined a whole month for me. I
Oh,
get
wow.
violently sick from alcohol.
Well,
It
you
makes
know
me
your
stupid.
body, so.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
And
I don't
I-
really
it's
drink
not
anymore.
great.
I freeze it.
I
And I
mean,
suck it on like an ice cube. So,
I mean, the
I
new
never
thing,
thought of that.
we have other things that are popular nowadays that
Well, that's
can-
true.
are mind altering
Yeah,
substances.
Mark, you
yeah.
don't drink, but you have like a chocolate yoo-hoo or something like that.
Right,
that you
right,
drink.
chocolate you.
Well, because I knew a man that loved yoo-hoo. It's like, you have yoo-hoo? No, I don't buy
That's
yoo-hoo.
hilarious.
And I used to have to buy it by 6-pack. You know who that was, Susan.
You know
You
who
who?
likes you who?
My former co-host. He loved
That's
yoo-hoo.
funny.
What about you? You don't even have a drink that you love? Like
Just I guess raspberry Coke, no ice.
raspberry Coke?
Raspberry Coke.
That's
I
pretty
I've
good.
never heard of that.
It,
So
it, it actually got discontinued, which is funny.
no
used to have
ice
it.
though. Who drinks a drink with no ice?
Well, you
No
get
ice.
more soda if you don't.
Yeah,
put
that's
ice
true.
in
Well,
it.
see, I get
If
a
you get
glass of
fountain soda.
ice on the side, then
Me
you get
too.
more drink. Did you ever think of that?
and you drink less.
That's true.
So there you go. There's
There's
a
always
tip for you.
a science to my madness.
Wheatgrass. I gotta drink wheatgrass more. There we go.
Wheatgrass.
Yeah,
What
just
does it
got a
taste
reminder.
like?
Not
Tastes
great,
like-
not
tastes like
great,
grass.
but it does really make you more awake. And it can make you so awake that if you're on MAOIs, which I am not, but other people are on depression stuff,
Yeah.
it can actually make you manic. like
Mhm.
manic. That's how much it can change your physiology. So
Sure.
regress is very
Wow.
powerful. Yeah.
I told my doctor the other day I have suicidal tendencies.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he told me from now on you're paying in advance.
I mean, smart man, right?
True story.
Oh,
I'm
God,
only kidding.
please. So, Mark, what kind of people do you like to have on your show? Because we get a lot of people that I could refer you.
So the show has grown from just comic book creators, but now it's more of the independent filmmaker, actor, singer. We've had a mentalist on. We've had anybody who everybody else kind of looks the other way. Now,
Right.
I will never turn down a huge name celebrity.
Of
Like
course.
we've had William Shatner on the show. We've had Mark Hamill on the show.
Natasha Henstridge.
We've had Natasha
That
Henstridge.
was a
That's
big
right.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone came along and said, "Hey, do you want to interview Robert Downey Jr.?" I'd be, of course.
Of
Right.
course.
But I wouldn't pursue that. I would pursue the guy who's working
Little guy,
the little
the
guy.
middleman, or whatever
Right.
you want to call
Well,
it.
if you ever need a Sinatra guy, call me.
There you go.
You're
So,
creating Sinatra.
My question for you, Frank, is that did you change your name to Frank
Mm.
Nope,
to be? Was it just in the cards that you had to be?
that was it. I'm born Frank Frizzalone.
So that's
If
nice.
you close your eyes, it really does sound
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Sinatra.
And
Yeah.
me,
And
I
I was in The
changed my
Mask.
name. Yeah. I was always, when I was a kid, Valentina. Okay. And I hated it because they always used to call me Valentine and make fun of me. So I was Tina my whole life
Oh, really?
until I was
Okay.
50. And when I changed my whole life at 50, that's what my book's about,
Right.
I became Valentina again. And it was the best thing I ever did.
I like
Because
Valentina.
nobody forgets your name
Yep.
when
No.
you're Valentina.
No.
And you know, you guys are young, so you'll get calls. I got calls. I mean, last year I got a call from out of nowhere. Never met the man before, ever. Sandy Hackett, who's Buddy Hackett's son,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
and he runs the Las Vegas Rat Pack. And I did several
Cool.
shows with them because their regular Sinatra guy couldn't do it for some reason or whatever. I did like 5 shows with them.
Awesome.
And it was a wonderful experience, great band. And I, you know, traveled to a few theaters with them, and it was a lot of fun. You just don't know where things come
That's
from.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yesterday, the 2 ladies that came to my book thing were from Queens, and I don't really know Queens. I'm like, how did you hear about me? She said, oh, from an author, a book author. I said, oh, that makes sense because I'm an author.
Right.
But they were, you know, very nice, and they took the trip in, and it was nice. And we didn't have a lot of people yesterday, but it was actually better. Less is more. I think we had about 12 people, and everybody got to talk as part of my book day, and we enjoyed it. And then, of course, you know,
Yeah.
our restaurant lady, Angela, she just did a great job. So,
You should open up a restaurant.
yeah, no, I can't. I can't stand
Oh.
that long. I have issues. Can't stand that
Hmm.
long, but I could be a great maitre d', yes. Or what have they called the woman?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
do they call the
greeter.
woman? Not a maitre d'.
They call it
Hostess?
the maitre d'.
Oh, okay. Maitre d'.
I just made that up. I
You
don't
could be the
know.
greeter.
Yeah, but you have to stand all day.
Or
Is it?
maitre d'.
Unless it's my restaurant. Then I don't have to do anything
Yeah.
except, you know, point.
Right.
Very
Just
good at
point.
that.
Just point everywhere. Just be the pointer. Be a pointer sister.
Yeah, right. I'm happy with what I'm doing at this
Yeah.
point. But you know, it's a different market. I'm learning. There
Yeah.
are some bad guys and good guys, just like anything else.
Yeah.
In the book market?
In every market.
Oh, sure.
Show business,
Sure.
book, promotion,
Everywhere. Yeah.
comic books. Don't you find that, Mark?
Yep.
There's
It's
bad people in comics, right?
tons and tons. And
Comedy
tons.
is sometimes the hardest.
Yeah, comedy is the most negative.
Yeah.
I found horror is
Well,
the most positive. Generally,
I mean, I did become a little comical since I all my losses, but you know that's what helped me get through it.
right.
And I know a lot of people that, like you say, Anita Bloomfield. She is my hero because she went through quite a loss. And look at her; she's everywhere.
Wonderful girl.
And she's so much fun, and she comes on the show a lot, and she sings, and she dances, and she acts.
Yeah.
And she's the greatest, and she's a lovely, lovely woman. So
Bloomfield.
yeah, you know her?
No,
I have to introduce you to her. She's
if I
great.
do, I'm
I should
sorry.
introduce you. To
You
her.
might even put her in a movie. She's very
Yes.
talented.
Oh, she's funny.
Very talented.
And
You
who
need
would
a
have known?
Bloomfield.
Who would have known I'd be in a film?
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not
in a film
surprised.
called Crooked.
You'll
Guess
be in
what it
more.
was about?
You'll be in more.
What?
Crooked politicians.
Oh,
Oh, really? I want to see
I
this.
never met a politician
true?
who was crooked.
Yeah, it's
Is it
real.
a story?
So you've never met a
yeah, you can
politician?
see it. You can go to Facebook and go to YouTube.
Okay.
I also worked for a crooked politician at one point. So there you go.
Can we hear about that?
Not really. I don't
Ah,
go
come
into
on.
it. I loved him.
Ah,
I did love him.
damn.
He was a great guy. That's all I could say.
That's what I wanted to hear.
But that's how my book came out, okay? From
okay.
losing that great job finally.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's life. Things change all the time.
Yeah, you gotta bend.
Another great Sinatra song.
Yes.
That's
and my
life.
favorite is
That's
My Way.
life.
My Way.
Second
So we're going
time
to play
around.
a game.
All right.
All right. Tell me something ugly.
Oh my god.
You're gonna make me read something now.
We don't have to read it. It's
Oh,
answer the question.
oh,
Mention something ugly.
spinach.
All right. It's kind of boring, but all right. Something that you wish you had.
More time.
Time. Yeah, that's true.
Always.
That's true. We all need more time.
Yep. Any way I can create more time. I will
Okay,
do it.
Mark. Something hot.
Something hot.
Britney Spears.
Okay, that's
Britney
pretty
Spears
good.
Yes.
Now.
I would have
Yeah.
said dating that
Okay.
girl in the bathing suit.
All right. No, she
Yeah,
does-
your
she does
models,
Still look good.
right.
She does still look good.
It's great.
She's
So-
the one that was like, when she married that guy, Jason Alexander, I was like, I got a shot.
Jason Alexander.
Not that Jason Alexander.
Oh.
The other one.
Oh my
she
way.
got married to a guy. So she was with Kevin Federline.
Yeah, I met him.
And then she married some other guy named Jason Alexander for like a
Oh,
day,
missed
got
that one.
annulled.
Okay.
But when I saw the picture, like, I got a chance with her.
And then you saw the last guy,
The last,
Asghari, something
I haven't seen
Asghari.
the new guy. I have not
Yeah,
seen the
mutual
new
friend
guy.
in common. He's like stunning.
I have not seen the new guy.
Take a look at him. He's
I don't
like,
want to take a look at him.
I don't have a chance. If that's her type, no one has a chance. Like he's like, wow, he's a beautiful man. Yeah,
Well, there's a lot of them out there.
there's a lot of beautiful guys.
Exactly.
Kind of, you know.
Exactly.
But can they talk? Do they have a personality?
Well,
no,
that's
a
the
lot of
thing.
them don't.
That's the thing. You know,
Yeah.
like most
A lot of
men
them don't.
today, they say, you know, I want a woman that's pretty. I want an intelligent woman, someone I can talk to
Sure.
and share things with. And sometimes that connection doesn't happen.
Yeah,
No,
no, it's,
So
it's either
it's-
rich or good looking or have a conversation.
Right.
You gotta pick like two of the three.
Are you
can do all
single,
three.
I am
You
single.
are. We have a single man here today.
Single
There you
man,
go.
ladies.
Okay, and he owns a big talk show, radio
My
show.
wife and I get along very well.
Yes.
The other day I said to Linda, I said, Linda, we should get a home improvement loan. She handed me $1,000 and told me to move out.
Ah.
Only kidding, Linda.
Yeah, she's a doll. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? She's a sweetheart. Sweetheart. So on the show, we always like to give someone the opportunity to, you know, do you have some words of wisdom for anyone, or
Wisdom.
do you want to say something more about this event you're having in November that you're going to be at?
So let's see what I can run down the list. So on the November the 9th at the East Meadow Public Library in East Meadow, Long Island, I will have a table at the MCon Halloween Chiller Fest.
Mhm.
It's a free event, so anybody can go. And I will also be co-moderating the cosplay competition.
Oh,
I'll have books for sale. I have original artwork for sale. That is on the 9th. On the 13th, if I'm not mistaken, is our next live show, which we do also at the East Meadow Public Library. We do it once a month. It's also a free event, and we have a clay maker, Shadow Rabbit Art Guy, as our next guest. We have raffles that we usually give away. For my advice, I would say that since I'm living it, to never give up,
That's true.
because, like I said, this took me way longer
It
than
really
expected.
did. But look at you
But I
now.
just keep on at it and keep on at it and keep on at it, and it finally happened. So
And looks like you can do it in your sleep.
it does
Yeah.
feel that way sometimes. That I
Mm.
gotta,
Well, you got to guard
yeah,
that.
you have a
down.
That's
system.
a talented gift you have.
So, I mean, this last weekend was New York Comic Con, and I was
Right.
actually just having a chat with the vice president of New York Comic Con. So
Really?
I would never have thought that would have been a thing
Right.
Absolutely.
back then.
Right.
We interviewed Tim Miller, who was the director of Deadpool, the first Deadpool movie. We had an interview with him.
nice.
I've interviewed, like I said, Mark Hamill, William Shatner. You
That's
had
great.
Natasha Henstridge.
Mhm.
How old is William Shatner? He's got to be
William
in his
Shatner, I
90s.
think he's like 91,
Yeah.
92.
Great. I never met him,
Yeah,
but I
he's-
could tell his personality, and I might be wrong, but you tell me
He's a ham.
he is.
He's a ham.
Funny guy,
Look,
though.
we
right?
have you up
Yeah.
there. See, we took
Oh,
we
look at that.
posted
There
some
you go.
pictures up. Very nice. And what about you? Because we're getting close
Words
to
of
the end.
wisdom.
Quick
Words
words.
of wisdom. Sometimes you should believe the gossip. That's what I would say.
Believe
Because
the
I've always
gossip.
been anti-gossip, but I just turned 40 and it took me, I guess, like
Hmm.
38 and a
You
half
turned
years.
40?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago or a month ago. It doesn't matter. But
Look at
yeah,
that.
I would say sometimes you should believe the
Unbelievable.
gossip. It might save your life.
This
Not
is
believing
true.
the gossip got me into a lot of trouble.
Well,
in the
that's
last few
true.
years.
And what about you,
Yeah.
Master Jeech?
Advice? Never listen to me.
Never listen to me.
Does that mean you don't tell the truth?
No. My advice is, when you want to do something, you got to work hard at it.
I see you know Brad Cohen. Happy birthday, Brad. Today's his
That's
birthday.
my brother.
Oh, happy
Went
birthday.
too
There's
fast.
his lovely wife.
There's Linda.
Yeah.
Hi, Len. Oh,
Bob D'Amato,
Bobby
happy
D.
anniversary to you and Debbie. And, we have, there you are. Look at that nice tuxedo you have on there.
That's a cool shot.
Looking
I
good.
think it's
In the
hard.
shadows.
We're going to be at Monroe's. We're going to come that night. We
I hope
love
you
that.
do.
We
Full
love that
Godfather
place.
energy.
They let me put my books out and sell my books to the whole restaurant. They're very
Really?
nice. Yeah. Most performers, drag me along with them.
Really?
Yes, because they give me a nice deal and, what the hell.
All right.
But this is what I got today. Isn't she adorable? Look at her. She's so cute.
Is that a voodoo doll?
No, this is a nice little pumpkin I get to bring home
Did
today.
you ever
Pincushion.
see the movie Afterlife? Look at that movie.
Afterlife.
It's a horror movie.
Okay.
Mm. It's probably
Look
she
it up
hasn't
on.
seen it.
I don't see any horror
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah,
Afterlife.
It's an odd one.
Okay.
It's an odd
Afterlife,
one.
Afterlife.
It's an odd one, that's for
All
sure.
right.
So everybody gets a little present.
Oh,
You're getting a mask
oh,
because you're the
wow.
lady in the group.
Oh,
And
wow.
you're getting
Okay,
a cute
thank you.
little Comic-Con thing. And this is
Look
so
at that.
that you can keep
Thank you,
better notes.
Valentina.
All right,
Nice.
that's for
Thank you
you.
very much.
Oh, cool.
And what we do, the last part of the show, is, we just say we had a good time, did we? No, maybe we
Yes,
didn't.
yes,
Oh,
thank you.
here's your glass.
Yeah, we're going to have a little more
Yes.
wine, and we throw the ball when
Throw
the
the
show
ball?
is over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. And
Not over till the ball is
Nope.
thrown.
it has been lovely to have you all. Everybody knows.
Thank you for
Go to
having me.
Facebook, check these people out. Go to the library in East Meadow. I was just there. Did a great show
There you go. there
with
you
you. I was a little too talkative, I think, right?
go. You were fine.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine. Talking is good.
Yeah, less work for me.
Yeah. And you're always helping me and trying to recommend me. And
Hopefully,
so many
I'll have
things.
some roles soon.
yeah,
I haven't
well,
forgotten.
don't forget they're the niche I have now, Italian movies.
You're the only Valentina in my book.
And the
so
only Valentina.
No one can
and
replace you.
I get called for these Italian things, and it's easy. You have to be a little mean. Sometimes you have to be nice. So I could be both. So salute on that. I'm sorry
Salute.
we didn't have a drink for you,
No, it's all
but you
good.
guys are getting candy.
All good. Thank
Nice.
you.
That's-
Uno.
Thank you.
God bless everyone.
Cheers.
And pretty soon it is time because you see that clock?
Yes.
We're a minute ahead.
Oh, okay.
So give us one more tip.
One more tip. Okay. You believe the gossip, stay hydrated, consider hot and cold therapy. It's changed my life for the better. It reduces your stress a lot. He talks about the cold. I do the hot. I do a little bit of both. Consider
Something
it if you're
different.
having some health issues. Hot and cold therapy.
And I say every day, you should cry, you should think, and you should laugh. On
You know-
top of that, get up, get dressed, show up.
Right.
Never give up.
Right.
That's my mantra in my book.
Nice.
The first thing in the book. And the book is dedicated to two very special people who died on me, my baby sister and my very dear friend who started this whole thing with me with the Breakfast Club.
Right.
And she kept saying, write that book. That one I wrote first, the little one in Love and Friendship. And this was later on after she passed. And her name was Joanne. And we had so much fun just because we were
I'm sure
out
they'd
of
be
work.
proud.
And you know what? Look how far we've come because they
Yeah.
didn't quit.
Yeah,
99
that's true.
interviews.
Yeah.
But I met everyone in that book is the truth. Executives. You know why? I brought them a loaf of Italian bread, and that's how I broke the ice.
Right.
And that's how I met all these great people to be doing all of this great stuff.
Well,
And that is a wrap. Woo!
Time for dinner on the Breakfast Club.
Thanks, guys. It was really great. I hope you come back again. And you
Thank
guys are
you.
great,
Thank you
great
for
guests.
having us.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.